Hello, my name is Karis and I'm from Accent Made. Today let's talk about 10 tricky idioms. Add insult to injury. This is to make a bad situation even worse. So for example, maybe you're late for work, you're late for a meeting, and then you reach the meeting and you realise that you have forgotten your laptop. So you've made the situation worse. You've added insult to injury. Go down a rabbit hole. Maybe you've been working on your laptop or your computer. You're supposed to be working, but you start to go on YouTube and you watch one video, then you watch another video, then you watch another video, and before you know it, you've watched 20 videos unrelated to your work. So you've gone down a rabbit hole, something unrelated to the work you were doing already. Cut to the chase. This is getting to the point without wasting time. So sometimes you're having a conversation with someone and they'll do this, they'll go round and round and round and round like this instead of just speaking directly to you. So if we want someone to speak directly to us, we will say to them, cut to the chase. Barking up the wrong tree. This is when someone is falsely accused for what they've done. So for example, if you came to me and said, "Did you steal my last biscuit?" I will say, "No, it wasn't me. You're barking up the wrong tree. It was him." Yeah, so it's not me. You cannot accuse me. You're barking up the wrong tree. Jump on the bandwagon. This is when someone does something just because it's trendy or fashionable. They join in. So for example, maybe a football team is winning the World Cup and Tom starts to support this team because they're winning the World Cup, but he has no interest in football in the beginning. So what we'd say is Tom is jumping the bandwagon. To pull out all the stops. This is when we do whatever it takes to achieve something. So for example, maybe you have a job interview for a job that you really, really want. So you pull out all the stops. You do all your research. Maybe you buy a new suit or a new dress. You make sure you're there on time. You do lots of practice interviews. So you pull out all the stops. We also use this if someone's having a party. We might pull out all the stops for our special guests. We maybe make something very special to eat. We clean the house really well and things like that. By the skin of your teeth. So this is when you succeed in doing something just at the very last second. So maybe you reach to work on time by the skin of your teeth. So maybe you start work at 9 o'clock and you got there just a few seconds before 9 o'clock. Or perhaps you nearly missed the train, but you got it by the skin of your teeth. It was just starting to move on the platform, but you got on that train by the skin of your teeth. Have you ever made a new friend and you just get on really well? You have the same interests, the same sense of humour, you're just on the same wavelength. Or have you ever worked on a project with someone and it progresses so well because you come up with the same aims and objectives, and again you work well as a team because you're on the same wavelength? Do you know sometimes when you receive opposition for what you believe, and if you stick to what you believe and you don't go back from that, what we would say is that's sticking to your guns. So if you stick to your guns, you stick to your opinion and no one can change your opinion. To keep your eyes peeled. This means to stay alert and watchful. So perhaps you're struggling to find a parking space in a large parking lot and your friend is beside you and you say to them, "Please keep your eyes peeled for a parking space," because they're very difficult to find. So he has to observe and watch, be very alert to find that parking space. Keep your eyes peeled.